Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started here. So this webinar is on Cypelux, and before we get started on the software, just going to talk to you a wee bit about this website. So BIMserver.center. This is a website we use here at CYPE to save our projects to. And as you can see here, these are my projects. If I go into this, you can see, for example, if I select the house project, you can see I have 3 different files. One is an IFC of the house, and the other 2 are from 2 different softwares. So I have a Cypetherm HVAC software and that file there, and I have a Cypetherm loads file as well. So these are 3 different files from 3 different softwares, but they've all been updated, or they're all been uploaded to the same project. So this is good because you can work with a team, so you can invite users, insert the person's name here, you can assign them a role, and you can say you want them to be an editor and you want them to do the lighting design, for example, for your building. You would send the invitation. Once that's completed, they would upload the file and the file would come in here, and you can have different people simultaneously working on different parts of the project. And if we go to contacts here, to add a new contact, all you need to do is insert their email address. And if we view the store finally, we can see all the softwares that are available to be downloaded. And today we're going to be briefly looking at the IFC Builder, and then we're going to be moving on to Cypelux. So we're going to open the IFC Builder now. And we're going to open an example that's already been created. We're not going to start from scratch. So today, the building we're going to be working with is the office building. So 3 floors, 10 individual offices and 2 meeting rooms. So we're going to open that up. And this is the building we're going to be working with today. So we can use these buttons to go up and down a floor. So down to the next floor, we can use this button to select the ground floor, for example. And so this is the IFC Builder, and the IFC Builder is what we use to design the architecture of the building. So, for example, walls and partitions, floor slabs and the roof, openings such as the doors and the windows, and the columns, and to assign spaces to a room. And if we go to equipment, you can also add bathroom appliances. And we're just going to view the 3D model of the building we're working with today quickly. So this is the 3D view, and as you can see, some of the parts you can see through at the minute. Okay, so this is the building, and if we want to just hide the walls quickly so we can see inside the building. So as you can see, there's already been an HVAC installation installed in this building, and we are going to be adding the lighting for the building. Okay, so that's the 3D model, and we want to export this now, and we want to use it in Cypelux. So these 3 buttons are all related to the BIMserver.center, which I was talking about. So we want to export, and we want to make sure this is linked to a BIM project. Okay, and then we want to select project selection, and we want to create a new project. And for example, we can name it Cypelux webinar, for example. Okay, and we can accept. And accept again. Okay, so as you can see now, the export has been completed. So we can accept, and we can minimize the IFC Builder, and we can go into Cypelux now. Okay, so here we want to select new, And we can name this just the same as what we named the IFC file. So we can name this Cypelux webinar as well. And here we want to make sure to select yes, we do want to import a BIM model. And we now have this page, and instead of creating a new project this time, we already have the project, we just created it. So we go to select project and we want to find Cypelux webinar, which is what we just created. And we can see it's the same building here as before. And we just want to select a library here. So this is a library of files that we've used and created previously. So this is files and configurations that we've used before that we might want to use again. So it's a good habit to get into, just to save everything in the same library. So for example, we've saved different types of lights in here that we've created. So we've created different types of lights, saved them to this library, and it just means that you could import them directly from this library if you want to use them again. And just finish the import. And this is Cypelux. So this is the roof of the building, 4th floor, 3rd floor, 2nd, 1st, ground floor. And so Cypelux is a software for designing lighting installations for buildings. So we can see the 3D model again quickly here. Okay, so the 3D model, the same as before. And first of all, I'm just going to go ahead and turn off this. So what this will do, it will just be to take this this template away, this color away. So I'm just going to select that to get that away. And now you can see we have an X here saying there are error messages. And all of these are error messages, and we have these on every floor. But if we hover over them, we can see what the error is. And it says there, the type of zone dining room has yet to be checked. So it's for each of these spaces, the software is just telling us to check the setup that we have for each space. So what we need to do is we go to here, types of zones, we select here. And as you see, we have X's for every zone. So dining room, so this X is here, corridor is here, office here, toilet here, and unconditioned areas are both the lift and risers here. So we need to check each of these to get rid of these errors. So we go into the dining room, and this is what we see. So this configuration is correct. We've set this up already. So you need to go through and check every zone, make sure you've set it up correctly. So type of zone, internal, external, or does not intervene. You need to fill in values for the height of the work plane for normal lighting, so for illuminance and for glare. And you need your marginal band value as well. So the marginal band is the area which surrounds the zone where the activity is carried out. Okay, and then we have an analysis tab. We need maintenance factors for both normal lighting and emergency lighting. And as you can see here, there's a blue arrow, and anytime you see a blue arrow, it means there's an internal library inside. So we select here, and this is what we see. So basically, by filling out this screen, it will calculate a value for the normal lighting. So what you would want to do here is go through each section here. So go through the environment section, fill in your settings fill in your settings for luminaires, and as you see there's another library here. So for burning hours there's another library, so we can view that library. And this is typical annual operating hours. So for example, if you were starting a lighting installation for a retail shop, you could see there's a retail shop here, and you could just select this value and import this directly. And for loss factors, and there's some information here about each type of loss factor, just to help you fill in the values. Okay. So maintenance factors, normal lighting, emergency lighting, these need filled in, and reflectance, so you need a reflectance value for floor, ceilings and walls. And if we go in here, you can see there's a list of reflectance values for given colors and materials to help you. And this is the same for maintenance factors. If you don't want to use this library, it's the same for maintenance factors you have here. So closed internal lighting, open external lighting, sealed external lighting, unsealed external lighting, and you have pollution levels, reduced, moderate and important for each one. So you need to go through and check each of these, make sure you've set it up correctly. And as you can see, once you know it's set up correctly, you're getting a green tick instead of a red X. And once we press accept here, these 5 or 6 errors will all be gone. Okay, so these errors are gone, but we still have errors around the outside. So if we hover over these, we can see that they're related to the windows. So it's telling us to check the setup for the windows basically. So we go here, types of glazed openings. We select this, and we want to do the exact same things we did before, except there's less information here. So there's only transmission grade and refraction index. So we can accept these for each window. And when we select accept now, all the errors will be away. Okay, so all the errors on every floor are now away. And we are ready to start the lighting installation. Oh well, we just need to import lights now. So if you can see here, if we select internal lighting, there's no lights available yet. So we need to choose what lights we're going to be working with today. So we can go to internal lighting types here. We want to select add new element to the list. And there's different ways to choose what type of light you want to work with. So you can create your own light. You can create a reference here, fill in all this information, and you need to fill in this, for example, so vertical angle, light intensity. So if you want to do this and create your own light, you can do so. But what we are going to do is we are going to import a predefined light here. So this light's predefined, and you can see each one. There's a number of different options for each one. We are going to select surface down light, and we're going to choose this one. Okay, and accept. And we can also import lights this way. So using this button, using an IES or LDT format. So we select here. And these are lights that we've already created. And we can import that light. And you can also import using this button. So we're going to use 4 lights in total today. And these are the 4 lights all imported now. Okay. So you can see, for example, these values for vertical angle and light intensity for this light that we're working with today. And you can see the 3D view of the light. Okay, so to get started, we can add a light. We can add lights individually. So we can start with this lamp. We can start to add these lamps to the lobby. Okay, so we have added a few lights here, but as you can already guess, if you were to do that for the whole building, it would take a long time. So the easiest way to install lights to rooms like this is to select here, so linear distribution. So we're going to select this, and we want to turn on the dimensions here. So we select here, and this distance 0.82 meters is from this wall, so 0.82 meters here. Okay, we're going to choose 1 meter, for example. Draw a line straight across, and we now have this screen. So you choose your type of light. We're going to choose downlight LED. Axis direction's fine. We want to choose symmetrical here, and we're going to have 6 lights. Okay, so as you can see here, we have 6 lights all along the line, all equally spread apart. And if we want to cover the entire room of lights like that, what we can do is we can select copy, and all we want to copy is the lights. We don't want to copy anything else. So we don't want to copy the zones or external lighting or anything else, just internal lighting. So we want to make sure that's checked only. We draw a box around the lights. We right click and then we left click, and we can drag the lights down to here. 1.5 meters away from these lights sounds reasonable. And again, another 1.5 meters. Okay, so you can see now the whole room's covered with these lights, and they're equally spread. We have these 2 lights that have went into the wrong zone just because of the layout of that building. So what we need to do is select the eraser to delete these 2 lights, and we want to make sure internal lighting is selected and nothing else. Draw a box around these 2 lights that we wish to delete and right click. Okay, and we can go ahead and complete the rest of the room. So we're just going to add 1 light. We're just going to add a surface down light into the bathroom, and what we can do here is these 3 lights, or these 6 lights here, look like they're about the same size as that office. So we could copy these lights, and bring them over to the office. Okay, so now the whole ground floor is completed. So we can go up to the first floor, and we can do the same again. So the easiest way to do the whole building, I'll try and do this as quickly as I can. Linear distribution is the quickest way to do the whole building. So select 1 meter from the wall, drag across. We're going to select this light for most of the building. We then copy here, drag about 1.5 meters and another 1.5 meters, and we can delete these lights later. So what we can do now is copy this, copy these, move these to here. We can then keep on dragging them. We can have, say if we want 4 lights in the office, 3, we can place them there, and we can now delete the lights that we don't need. So we don't need these, and we don't need these, and we can do the same for the meeting room. And we want to copy these for the rest of the meeting room. We can drag that 2 meters, sounds about right, and another 2 meters over there, and we can delete these two. And we're now going to add a few lights into the corridor just. And add a light here and here. Okay, so, and the bathroom as well. Okay, so that is the ground floor and the first floor completed. And if we look at the second floor, okay, so this is the second floor, that's the first floor, they're identical. So everything is the same on the first floor as the second. So instead of doing all that again, what we can do is select here, copy on another floor plan. We can select this button, and all we want to do is select internal lighting. So turn everything else off. We draw a box around everything. We right click and we select floor 2. And we accept. And when we look at floor 2 now, everything here is going to be pasted onto floor 2, as you can see. So just floors 3 and 4 to go. So floor 3 we can do quickly. 1 meter away from the wall again. Linear distribution straight across. Choose your light. And we then copy. We can copy these from Office 8 to Office 9 because they're exactly the same room. And we can also use 4 of those lights, no, 6 of those lights. We'll use 6 of those lights in Office 10. And we can just delete these 2 that we don't need. And we can place a light in the corridor, a surface downlight in the bathroom again, and we just need, well, for this, the floor 4 is slightly different. If we hover over the outside of floor 4, you can see it says average height 2.4 meters. So if we select here, average height 2.4 meters, okay? Whereas if we go back to floor 3 and select the lamp, we've placed them at 2.7 meters. So if we do the exact same for floor 4, we'll get an error because we're trying to place these above the roof. Okay, so we're getting an error saying that you can't place a light here. So what we'll do is change that to 2.4 meters or below to get the error to disappear. 2.4. Okay, so that's all the internal lighting for the building, as you can see. And if we go to the 3D model, you can see there's no lights yet because we need to select here, redraw this 3D button. Once we select this, you can see the lights. We can just hide these to make it easier to see. So you can see all the lights for the building. And what we can do now is we can start with the escape route. So I think the easiest way to draw an escape route for a building is to start at the top. So we select escape route, we choose the width, 0.5 meters for example, and we'll do start. We can start here, come outside of the building, through the door, and down the stairs. Okay, so that's the escape route. Let's down to the 3rd floor. So we start from the 3rd floor now then. We can go along the corridor, straight to the staircase, down the stairs, which will take us to the 2nd floor. Escape route from the 2nd floor will be the same from the corridor, down the stairs. And again, if you remember, floor 1 and 2 are exactly the same. So what we can do is copy on another floor plan. Instead of lighting this time, we want escape routes. We want to copy the escape routes from floor 2 to floor 1. So we select floor 1. And there's the same escape route on floor 1, and we're on the ground floor now. And we finish off the stairs. And we can now come from the stairs outside the building. And we can also draw an escape routes from each of the offices on the ground floor to the escape route. Okay, so the escape route's now been done for the whole building. So what we need now is emergency lighting. So we haven't added an emergency light, so we need to select here, and we need to import an emergency light. So we select the blue arrow. We're just going to choose a predefined light. So we can select a normal light, and we can select a value of 100. Okay, so this is the emergency light we're using. And we can start to add this light along the escape route and in every room. We start to add these, and we can change the direction of them. Delete that one to change the direction by using this. Okay, so make sure they're all along the escape route and in every room. We can also add an extra one here, and what we can do with this one is we can add equipment beside it, and we can add a fire extinguisher, for example. We can place a fire extinguisher beside this light, and we can also add an alarm button. We can place the alarm button and the fire extinguisher beside one of the emergency lights. We can go up to the first floor now and add emergency lighting for the first floor. So again, make sure they're in every room. And make sure they're along the escape route. And again, just here we can add some equipment, an alarm button, and fire extinguisher again. And again, first floor and second floor are the same, so copy on another floor plan, and this time we want equipment and emergency lighting selected. We can draw a box around the whole space and select floor 2, and floor 2 will automatically be completed. So we now need to add emergency lighting for floor 3 and 4 just. So along the escape path and in every room. And floor 4, and again we need to change the height of these lights in floor 4 to 2.4 or under. Okay, so the internal lighting and emergency lighting and the escape route is all completed now. So before we update the results, what we can do is we can go to the daylight button here, and there are a number of different options that you can choose here. You can choose without daylight. You don't want the daylight to interfere with your analysis. You can choose only calculate the daylight factor, or you can choose by date, time and location, for example. So you can choose your location, you can choose the date of the day and the time, latitude, longitude. But for this example, we're going to calculate the daylight factor. So we can choose that. And for this example, because there's 5 floors and we've added a lot of lights, there's a lot of information here. And what we're going to do is we're just going to update a zone. Instead of updating the whole building, we can just update a zone, because the analysis for this whole building would maybe take 5 or 10 minutes. So if we update a zone, so we select update zone and select the zone you want to update. And by doing this, it should reduce the time, and it will maybe only take 1 minute or so to calculate this. And I've also got, I've created this this installation before the webinar, and I have the completed version saved. So once this is done, I show you how to calculate the results. I can open up the completed version and you can see the results for the whole building. Okay, so it's on daylight factor now, so it shouldn't be too long. Okay, so this has been completed now. So to view the results, we go down here, we check this box, view results, and this is what we see. So this is a contour map of the illuminance for the normal lighting, and you can see the scale at the bottom. Okay, if we zoom in a certain area, you can see the values. So there's a number of different things we can view here. Instead of contour maps, we could view contour lines. I think contour maps is the best, but contour lines you can view as well. It's slightly harder to read, I think. And you can view it numerically as well. So you can see the numerical way there. We go back to contour maps. So this was for normal lighting. We can view the glare. Okay, so this is glare. We can view the emergency lighting. So obviously the emergency lighting is mainly along the escape route, which is what we want. And we can also view the daylight factor. So daylight factors only around here because there's a door here. And we can view the drawings. We can have a scale of 1 to 75, for example. And what we want to do here is select detail of all the drawings. Okay, so you can see floor 1 here, ground floor. Floor 1, floor 2, floor 3 and floor 4, and at the bottom you can see the worst case values. So you can see minimum illuminance, and we try and find somewhere where that is, or worst case illuminance for protection areas are here. Okay, so you can see them. And at the bottom as well here you can see the interior lights, all the different types of lights, and the emergency lighting. And those are the drawings. And finally what we could do is we can export this project, and as I was talking about before, this would be exported to the BIMserver.center, and then anybody else who tried to open up this file would already have the lighting installation completed. Okay, so you'd export here, and you would need to update this. This is an old file because I was working on this earlier. So you would export here, press accept. This would be updated to the BIMserver.center, and you could use this, and this would be the most recent file. Okay, and that's pretty much everything I have to cover today. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them, and I will try my best to answer them. And thank you for watching this webinar.